Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We're back in Silva Bay. We're continuing the work on perihelion though over here, and that is on her dinghy. This thing is pretty gross, and it's pretty common for a dinghy that's been through a couple of springs and winters without any maintenance to look like this. And so I thought I would share with you some of my techniques for cleaning a dinghy. Now, I've tried a lot of expensive soaps. I've even bought the special vinyl cleaner and found it to be lacking. Before we get carried away with any chemicals, we're just going to use a bucket of water here and my force multiplier, aka a brush on a drill, and especially good for getting into these little creases. And then just change directions every few seconds. Definitely suggest these. You can find them on eBay for like 10 bucks for a whole slew of them, so pretty good deal. All right, dinghy's clean. Let's talk about this shop. I've been working here for 1.5 years under Liz. She taught me a lot. It's been really cool. But recently she decided that she did not want to do this anymore and gave me the opportunity to buy her out mostly. So what I bought is a decent amount of stock of fabrics and threads and tools and punches and all that bit. It's that workbench. One sewing machine over there, the Ugga Dugga. And I also bought a Kansu sail machine over here, big long arm 48-inch monster. And we put a Sailrite LSZ1 over there. So we've got 3 machines. We're customizing the heck out of this shop. Way more storage, a few more tools. It's going pretty good, and the business is booming. Like, the demand for this industry is incredibly high. So we're jumping straight, way more canvas work. We do some sail repairs, but really it's like a lot of canvas, some upholstery, and yeah, the odd awning or boat cover or weird island job that, you know, Farmer Bob needs his awning fixed, and you're the guy he's gonna call because it is what it is. Welcome to the island. I'm really enjoying this business. It's been a lot of fun so far. It's kind of what I've been sinking all my time and effort into. Yeah, it's also just a really nice place to work and be, and honey's nice and warm. And just loving it, aren't you? Wanna come up? Up here. Up. Yeah, good girl. So yeah, I may have lost the plot a little bit. I'm distracted from working on my own boat, and I'm distracted from working on perihelion a bit, but honestly, I was so broke and burnt out on those 2 projects, and perihelion has sucked every last drop of cash I had. I had to do something, right? And I saw this opportunity and I thought, well, I get a lot of cool opportunities, but this is definitely up there. Let's just do it. Let's just throw ourselves at it. I was hearing nonstop for the last 3 years, oh, we just can't get any young people to get into this industry of, you know, canvas work and sail making and stuff. So I was like, you know, okay, let's do it. So I'm hoping to bring a little 21st century to this industry, do a little bit more 3D CAD work and stuff, but we'll get into that in upcoming episodes if you guys are interested. But yeah, that's my day job, and let me show you my office. Yeah, you good girl. So this is my messy office. So you can see, computer, real computer at an office, like a lot of people, like normal people. I haven't had this in years. This is really weird for me, but it's also lovely. We've got fridge, microwave, toaster oven, and coffee maker, because like a proper rubber tramp, the second you give me a wall outlet, I fully move in. And yeah, I like, it's a nice space to be. It's warm and dry, and all winter long I'm in here busting my balls and just enjoying myself, but not breaking my back the way I would have been doing marine repair or some other heinous jobs. And yeah, it's been pretty cushy. Speaking of cushy, let's talk about this thing. This is the Jackery Explorer 1000 Pro, and it's the sponsor of today's video. This thing is pretty luxe, pretty nice, pretty big. We got a 1000 watt pure sine wave inverter, 3 outlets. You get all these USB outlets, of course, as usual, with the 100 watt USB-C. You've got your 12 volt outlet. So far, so normal, right? but 2,000 watts of surge power in this thing, 1,000 watt hours of storage. But what I really love about the Jackery, honestly, is because they've been in the game so long, the build quality is just so much better. It's just up there. Every cable that comes with this thing is bright orange. It's molded, custom, just for them. It's just so much better than the stuff I've seen at all the other battery packs, because every time I see another battery pack, it's just like, you know, something off the shelf. They're pulling together. Yeah, they make the battery pack itself custom, but you know, all the little accoutrements that go with it, no, off the shelf. Jackery, they've been in the game long enough. They know to do these little design tweaks that I just, pièce de résistance. For instance, the display, super bright, super colorful. You can see it despite there being complete sun blowout right here. And then it gives you a battery capacity meter on here. Your inputs, your outputs, 19.2 hours at this current state of discharge. So it knows exactly what it takes to run it, and that kind of information is just so much more useful than a lot of the stuff that I see in some of these other battery packs. Noted, there is no wireless charger on top. I've gotten kind of used to that. I really enjoy the wireless chargers, so I was a little bummed not to see that there. It's not like critical, but it's one of those things that like I'll have that in the car and I'll forget my cable to charge my phone, and it would just be nice if I could charge my phone in an emergency off of the wireless charger. It's not that fast, I know, but you know, it would just be nice. But let's talk about, you want to really talk about nice with this thing? Let's talk about the solar cells that came with it. So these are Jackery's 80 watt solar panels. Now they come in these nice carrying cases, but this is what I'm talking about extra design thought, extra time on the scene, just doing it longer than anyone else. Watch this. Open the bag up. It's a reflective bag, right? Reflective bag. Little simple thing you can do easily if you thought about it, because it's a bifacial solar panel. So that means it gets power from underneath. So if you set it up on its own bag, you're making up a bit more power. Plug this in to the two inputs at the back, and there you go. Why stop there? Let's set up two. It's first thing in the morning. We'll see how much power we're making. It's about 6 a.m. They come with extenders for the cables, of course. Nicely molded Jackery cables. You can also run these in series if you want and dangle them longer and daisy chain them off of each other. But there you go. We are now making power. Okay, so bifacials have been on the market for a hot second, but mostly in residential panels. I've not seen them in panels this small before. That's gonna be a real game changer for people on boats, because we get way more bifacial power than most people. We get a lot reflected off the ocean if you hang this over your dinghy davits or off the back of your boat where it's fully in the air. You're gonna get some good juice out of these, and then, you know, for the limited square footage we have on boats, that's a big deal. Really love that Jackery's gone this route, because they also have a limited square footage, right? You're carrying these around. They just have to be lightweight enough for you to carry, and they certainly achieve something with this. You got 80 watts out of each one of these, what would normally be just a 50 watt panel. So pretty impressive. So if you're interested in checking out some portable power, a little bit more portable than that giant generator behind me, check out the link in the description. Thank you, Jackery, for sending these out. It's going to be a huge help on perihelion, and I already just haul it out for my work all the time. It's really nice to have power on the go, nice and quiet, easy peasy. So in this episode, along with dealing with the dinghy, I'm also dealing with all the canvas and the sails. Now, on a lot of this canvas, and there's a lot of canvas covers, this is all Sunbrella, and it's designed to cover up basically all the bits of wood so that you don't have to redo the bright work every single year. But what goes on these first is not actually the Sunbrella itself, but the threads that hold it together. Now, we found that maybe it's just our supplier, but our white and our black seem to be a little bit more UV stable, and this dyed thread doesn't tend to hold up too well. You take a look at that, and it just pops right apart. I'm using the dull side of this stitch picker, and yeah, there's not much left there. So what I'm just doing is going over every single seam and every single piece and restitching it. It's a long, arduous process, but it'll save us big money and we won't have to get new covers made up. Now the difference between this machine and your residential machine is essentially this is a walking foot heavy industrial machine. This particular machine I call the Ugga Dugga because it's got just so much momentum behind it. I'm punching through a bunch of layers, leather, umbrella, canvas, heavy thick stuff, and it just does not care. It will go through any and all of it. But all this machine is good at is thick material and straight stitching. And making mistakes because I'm trying to talk on camera and also run an industrial sewing machine. It'll also go through your finger pretty easily. So that hasn't happened to me yet, but never say never. I'm gonna stop talking to the camera and focus on what I'm doing. As you can see from the spread of canvas behind me, this is only a quarter of the canvas for the boat. There's quite a lot of it. It's really fantastic that we have covers for absolutely everything, but it is making a lot of work. Now the next step is, after we've done some stitching, we're gonna run this through the wash again in a minute, but before we do that, we're gonna touch up some Velcro. Now Velcro also goes bad over time. It has a lifespan, and that lifespan tends to be about as long as the thread is. So the thread was bad, the Velcro is mostly bad too. Alright, the next step is to replace this zipper. The zipper has some are teeth, some are there, some are not. So first thing to do is just pull a bunch of stitches. Alright, so that's the canvas restitched and the windows replaced. We'll put it up into storage, and once Perry has some bright work worth saving, then we'll get it on there to keep it protected. But in the meantime, let me know in the comments what y'all think about this new shop and what you'd like to see. I'm thinking that I'm gonna do something a little bit more vloggy because I want to get back to my more casual roots and put the joy back into these videos, because they've been a bit of a slog to get through in the last little while, and I just need to make them, I don't know, something different. But that being said, if you'd like to check out the Jackery Explorer Pro 1000, please check out the link in the description. Let them know that I sent you, and thank you so much to Jackery for sending that thing out. We use it a lot. So, thanks.